ball finds a hole up the middle.
Steps up, goes deep left side. Receiver open, counting. Touchdown, Titans! Takes a nice shot outside the goal box, and he will break the 0-0 tie. Fantastic shot by Kenloff Solon.
Giller makes a move, a good one, opportunity here, the Bears score! The Bears strike first.
He's at the 40, he's down to the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Jalen Bryant. Why not? What a beautiful run.
Maureen there, fights her off the puck, opportunity here, another sit, and a goal! Second chance effort for the Pioneers.
Put the icing on the cake, if you will, Michael. Go down and got to the outside and said good evening and good night.
Good Tuesday evening to you, TV19 sports fans, wherever you may be. We want to welcome you inside the Mahtomedi High School gym for tonight's matchup between the Henry Sibley Warriors and your Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Alongside Jeb Brand, I'm Alex Westhead, pleased to be joining you for this exciting matchup.
Yeah, it should be a good one tonight, Alex. Here we got a mid-season collision in the Metro East between the Zephyrs and the Warriors. You take a look at those standings where the Zephyrs with an impressive 15-2 overall record, and they sit undefeated thus far at the top of those Metro East standings.
Well, as we take a look, tonight's matchup has some interesting facets to it for both Henry Sibley and Mahtomedi.
Yeah, for the Warriors, haven't been able to win back-to-back games since mid-December, and their last time they played the Zephyrs back on January 10th, they fell victim 52-43 to the Zephyrs there.
Well, you take a look at the Zephyrs, too. They're on a 7-game win streak, have only lost 2 times this season, and they're beating their opponents by an average of 17 points per game. An outstanding statistic. I'm sure they'd like to keep going.
Yeah, they've been impressive, and it really comes behind 2 players. Number one, first is number 35 forward Emma Grodhaus. The 6'3 junior is already committed to a Division I school in Lehigh University. She's got 1,000 varsity points thus far in her career and averages 19.6 points per game thus far. Very impressive player to watch. Keep an eye on her as we get it ready for tonight's matchup.
As we take a look at her teammate, number 21, Marissa Gustafson. She's committed to Division III school, Gustavus. She averages 13.7 points per game, but also plays a very sound defensive game as well to make sure that Mahtomedi doesn't give up as many points, Jeb.
Yeah, Gustafson, the 5'10 senior, like you said, committed to a Division III with Gustavus. She is an impressive player both on and off the court, just a real leader for the Zephyrs, and they'll rely on her and her leadership here tonight.
Well, both players will be in the starting lineup for tonight's matchup. We'll be right back with the opening tip. Warriors and Zephyrs coming up here on TV19.
You've messed up your son's haircut. Do you try to fix it? Work with what you've got? Or show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
And here we are back inside Mahtomedi High School's gym as we take a look at Emma Grodhaus there as we look to get the opening tip here away from the gym. There it is, Warriors and Zephyrs underway here alongside Jeb Brand. I'm Alex Westhead, pleased to be joining you for this Metro East matchup.
Yeah, it should be a good one tonight, Alex, as the Sibleys here obviously looking to get out to an early lead, playing on the road, trying to get to 500, and obviously the Zephyrs sit atop of the standings. It's going to be a tough matchup for them here tonight.
Great effort there by Grodhaus, but she tips it out first, and Sibley will keep the ball on this side of the court as they'll work the ball back to the top of the key. Outside of the circle now, dribbling with it is Nelson. Nelson, as the Warriors try and set up their defensive strategy. Dishes it off, gets it right back. Nelson, a deep 3, off of the board. And it'll come there and rebound there by Sugstad, and the Zephyrs can push up the court. A deep 3, it's good! An easy three by Gustafson, and the Zephyrs take an early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, just what the Zephyrs needed there. Is you hit a tray, start out early. For the Sibley Warriors on the other end, they need to come back and score immediately, keep this one close, keep the fans out of it early.
Interior pass as Wood tried to take it up, but the Zephyrs get another rebound, and they are on the fast break. Up, an easy lay-in, misses wide. Held in nicely, though, as Frecking tries to get it over. She does, back to the top of the key for Frecking. Down and low there for Gustafson as they play catch inside for Grodhaus. A turnover there, and Sibley can start the other way.
You don't see the Zephyrs turn the ball over too often there. Just nice defensive play by the Warriors.
A great defensive play, but I believe she stepped on the line as Sugstad just a little too fast, and once again we're going back the other way.
Yeah, just happened to step out there, and quick stoppage in play here early on.
Yeah, we get a stoppage here. Jeb, as we take a look at the standings, we see the Zephyrs there up at the top and Henry Sibley rounding out things near the bottom.
Yeah, Metro East standings, you know, the Zephyrs impressive, 15-2 overall. Like we touched on in the pregame, the Warriors trying to get back to 500 here. They sit at 3-4 in conference play and 500 overall at 9-9. So, you know, head coach Scott Wadey's got his hands full that, you know, tonight the Zephyrs are a tough team and tough environment playing here in Mahtomedi. They've got a beautiful gym and always a good showing from fans and whatnot on both sides. So should be a good one if Henry Sibley can keep it close early. You know, when these two teams played back on the 10th, there's only a 9-point victory for the Zephyrs. So Henry Sibley, you know, they've been here before. They know what they're up against.
Here's Nelson with the ball for the Warriors. Gets it back to the top of the key there for Wood. Wood tries to set up a screenplay, doesn't quite go. Tetzlaff now with the ball for Henry Sibley. Trying to drive into the paint, dishes it back out. Tetzlaff, a three. Off of the rim and back out, and rebounded nicely there by Ferret for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Up ahead. Pass up, a foul called. And it looks like we'll send somebody to the line for two with a foul on the inside, Jeb.
Yeah, that's Gustafson going to the line. We talked about her in our pregame. You know, it's senior, a lot of leadership. A good outlet pass there after the rebound down low, and Gustafson early on able to get to the line and try to increase this 3-point lead for the Zephyrs.
Gustafson at the line, shooting two here. Makes the first one with a little bit of help from the backboard. You know, we take a look at Gustafson here and misses the second one, and Grodhaus with a nice rebound, puts it up off of the backboard, and it'll head Henry Sibley's way. We talk about Gustafson, who's shooting the free throws, and based on the stats that we've been given here, Jeb, it looks like she's 2 for 2 on free throws coming in tonight. Now she'd be 3 for 4, but not 100% sure if that stat's accurate, Jeb.
Yeah, you know, and regardless, at the end of the day, free throws are going to be big for both teams. You know, when you get to the charity stripe, you got to do your best to make as many as possible, because a lot of times it's the game comes down to. So it'll be interesting to see if the Warriors are able to get inside and get to the line, and then once there, capitalize on the opportunity.
Mahtomedi as a team shooting 7.58 from the free throw line. As an interior pass deflected, a foul called, and it'll stay here, as it looked like Gustafson reached in there just a little too far and made contact with the arm instead of the ball.
Yeah, tough break there. No, nothing really hurt. It's still early. A lot of game left to play. It's inside here. You see the sophomore there. She's going to have her hands full tonight. That's Nelson for Sibley, as Grodhaus has got a couple inches on her. And like we said, Nelson only a sophomore, but the one with the most height for the Warriors, as they're going to look to go inside to her throughout tonight's matchup.
We got the ball back at the top of the key, driving in, a running layup off of the rim and back out. Henry Sibley quick on the rebound, and they'll look to keep pressure alive here, as here's Tetzlaff taking the ball up through center court. Early going here, Zephyrs leading 4-0. Some noise coming from the student section here at Mahtomedi High School, as they'll look to take control. Sibley now dishes the pass off here on the near side, as Nelson controls, waiting for a setup. Nelson driving into the paint, dishing it back out for Wood. A deep three off of the rim. And it looks like it'll bounce on that line. Held in nicely. A long lead pass. Looked like it came off the Sibley defender, and they'll agree with that call. And we'll keep play on that side.
Yeah, the Zephyrs looking for the quick outlet there, and a nice job defensively by Sibley getting a hand on it to slow things down. And only down 4 early on here. Nice job by Sibley, but they got to find a way to get on the board here.
A deep three, just a little too strong. As a fight for the ball in the Mahtomedi zone, and Henry Sibley can take it back the other way now. As here's Leslie. Leslie working into the paint, driving up, gets a foul inside. She'll be shooting 2. As that drive to the basket there from Mary Leslie puts Henry Sibley at the line looking for their first points of the night.
And that's what they need to do. It's a nice job there by the junior guard to get inside and draw the contact, get to the line. And now she just got to capitalize here as she's got 2 upcoming.
First free throw from Leslie misses line. We'll get some subs here. As numbers 11 and 30, that's Josie Underwood and Saley Underwood. Sisters coming on here to replace a couple of players for the Zephyrs.
The sister connections. Looks like Gustafson's going to take a seat.
Leslie's second free throw bounces around on the outside of the rim, and the Zephyrs can take control back the other way. Here's Grothaus now. Piercing it back. Out to the far side, working the ball along the perimeter. Here's Sogstad. Down in low for Underwood. Underwood, heavy pressure, some great defense from Sibley. A short-range jump shot. Rebounded nicely by the Warriors, and they can take it back the other way. Here they come now. Leslie works the ball over to the far side. Again here, as here's Jalen Orth moving the ball inside. Back to the point, cut off nicely and intercepted, and a fast break here for the Zephyrs. On comes Sukstad off the backboard. Another rebound put up on in. A great basket by Grothaus, and extends the lead here to 6-0.
Yeah, that's Grothaus. You know, we talked about her early on, and again, you see her here on the defensive side of the ball. Just has that height advantage on everyone on the floor, and so far it's really shown as she goes inside with the easy layup, and then here on the other end called for the foul. It's a good job by the sophomore and Nelson to get to the line. They're going to have to work down low, try to get Grothaus in foul trouble if they want a shot at this.
Here's Tori Nelson at the line for Henry Sibley. She'll be shooting 2. Well, looks like we'll get some substitutions on both sides coming up here. First basket is good, and finally Henry Sibley gets on the scoreboard here as a number of players come onto the court here. Cece Burks coming on for Henry Sibley, as does Marissa Gustafson for the Zephyrs.
We talked about free throws being a big part of the game, and then, as the game goes on, there's going to be a lot of opportunity there. It's a nice job by Nelson and making both of them, cutting the lead to 4 for the Warriors.
Ball worked into the front court, as here's Josie Underwood now with the ball. Dishes it back to the corner. Back to the top. Josie Underwood down in low for Saley. And further down for Marissa Gustafson. Dishing it back, Josie. Over for Saley. Saley working the ball back there. Here's Sukstad. Back again for Josie. Interior pass. Inside for Grothaus, and a foul, and she'll head to the line here to shoot 2. Nice ball movement there, and a great interior pass puts the Zephyrs on the line once again.
It was really good perimeter defense by the Warriors. It's unfortunate there because it looked from our angle like Nelson got most of the ball, but the officials are right there. They seen contact on the wrist, and we've got Grothaus on the line.
She makes the first one. That's the second foul on Tori Nelson for the Warriors, and she'll take a seat as Jalen Orth replaces her again.
A big height differential there between Nelson and Orth, and we'll see how long Nelson sits for a breather there, as if they're going to contain Grothaus, they need that height.
A defensive board for Sibley sets them up here in the offensive zone. Here's Leslie now. Leslie with an open look, just hesitated a bit too much, and Grothaus takes it away. Zephyrs moving the ball back into the other court. Grothaus, a drive off the board, no go, but she'll get the rebound and put it in herself. Emma Grothaus continues to add to her lead, 5 points on the night. And the Zephyrs seem to have the ball rolling here.
Yeah, that's just Grothaus again with the strong play inside. The first shot off, and like they teach you, follow your shot. She does just that. A good rebound, offensive board, right back up for the easy two.
Orth over to the far side for Leslie, almost over and back. Well, here's Mary Leslie now. Back at the point, trying to move the ball, but just some great pressure here from the Zephyrs. As in they move.
Now Leslie got lucky there as the feet moved. Might have got away with a travel, but let's see if the Warriors can take advantage of the no call.
Leslie back for Tetzlaff. Tries to get it to Bauer, can't, she'll keep it herself. And back for Leslie again, outside the three-point line. Here's Tetzlaff, driving into the paint. Turns it over there, and a late travel call made there by the official on the end line, and we'll get the ball heading the other way.
Yeah, great defense there, is able to get a hand on it with Saugstad. Travel ended up getting called, but regardless, Zephyr showing some impressive defense there as Warriors had nowhere to go that possession of the ball.
Here's Josie Underwood for the Zephyrs, working the ball in low for, I believe that's Maggie Frecking. And back to the top, Underwood inside and back out. A deep three, and no good on that attempt. Rebounded nicely by Henry Sibley. As we'll get a timeout, a full timeout coming here from the Henry Sibley head coach.
Yeah, head coach Scott Wadey, a good time for a timeout there, as they're having a hard time getting anything going.
Well, Jeb, as February starts tomorrow, we're starting to reach that section seeding time of the season, and as we take a look here at Mahtomedi's upcoming schedule.
Yeah, a lot of conference play. They're at North, you see they're coming up on the 3rd. Then they travel over at home here, to take on Sibley. Tough matchup against Tartan, and then on the road against South St. Paul. But a lot of conference play coming up for the Zephyrs, and they're looking to get away with a win here tonight and then just continue to roll from there. We touched on it earlier. 7-game win streak coming into it. Right now off to a great start, 7-point lead. And Henry Sibley's going to have their hands full if they can't find an answer for Grothaus, who already has 5 points early on here tonight.
Well, when we looked at the standings, or the rankings, I guess, for Class 3AA, Mahtomedi came in ranked at 7th. So certainly high expectations for this Zephyr basketball club, and certainly hoping that they'll be making a trip down to Target Center here in March, as most of the winter sports teams here in Mahtomedi are hoping for.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we had an opportunity to talk with head coach Eric Prost, and he said as long as they stick to their game plan, they play a good, solid defense that they can do, and they work the ball around like you've seen on that last possession, there's no reason why they shouldn't be down at Target Center. So it'll be interesting to see as we come into February and then eventually trickle in to those section playoffs and eventually find out who's heading to state. I certainly wouldn't be surprised if the Zephyrs are on the bracket.
Got a push-off foul, an offensive foul, it looked like. And Mahtomedi will start with the ball in their own court as Grothaus comes back on, replacing Josie Underwood. And Sukstad will start. Ball is inbounded, and Maggie Frecking can take it in. As they work the ball into the front court, Sukstad now gets it back for Grothaus. Working it in further, here's Gustafson, and back for Grothaus. A mid-range jumper, no good. And rebounded nicely by the Warriors. Here's Tetzlaff now. Tetzlaff with an open corner look for Nelson. Nelson back to the top of the key, as they seem to keep working this inside edge, and a perfect 3-ball. And Henry Sibley Warriors are now within 4 here with just over 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, nice ball movement there. McCauley moves it over to Nelson, sucks the defense in, kicks it out, and they're able to capitalize.
And a great response there by Marissa Gustafson, hitting the corner 3 as the pressure continues to be put on this Henry Sibley team to keep the pace of the Zephyrs.
Yeah, no better way to answer a 3-ball with a 3-ball of your own. We talked about Gustafson, committed to Gustavus. Division III school, and they're certainly gonna enjoy what she brings to the table.
Grodhouse now looking to keep the ball moving. Pass inside, and it'll go the other way. Looked like a close play there right on the line, but the officials say it'll go Henry Sibley's way, and get some more substitutions coming on here as Sugstad will take a seat, and Callie Magali will replace her for the Zephyrs as Sibley looks to take the ball into the front court. Wood dished the ball off for Orth. Orth gets it back. Back for Tetzlaff. Driving into the paint area, lays it up. No foul called on the inside as they look to get the ball again for Nelson. Orth now, short range, gets it to go.
Yeah, heads up play there by Scott Wadey to call the timeout. He's got both Orth and Nelson, two of his low post players in it, generally split time, and he's got them playing together, which is a smart move, and it's certainly paid dividends. It's only a 5-point game, and before that timeout, I think they had only scored one bucket thus far. So good to see the changes being made early. We got ourselves a good ball game here.
Grodhouse working in the paint area, trying to spin around. Gets a nice little touch off the glass. And the Zephyrs continue to lead. Here's Tetzlaff now for Henry Sibley. Inside, and a great little feed there to CC Burks. And it seems like every time now the Sibley Warriors are starting to have an answer.
Beautiful pass by the junior McCauley to find the open player there again, keeping Sibley right in this one.
Here's Magali now, taking it back to the top of the point. Almost lost the ball, and turnover. We'll get a jump ball call. Possession arrow seems to be pointing towards the Henry Sibley bench. We'll get more substitutions in as Saugstad, and I believe that's number 30. That's Saley Underwood coming on. And it'll be Saugstad to take it.
On that last one, I apologize. It was Allie Tetzlaff with the nice kick out to find Burks down low and for the easy bucket for the Warriors.
Some pressure. And Saugstad just got blocked. And a scrum for the ball here. We'll get another jump, and it'll go Henry Sibley's way now, I believe. As pressure continues, and I don't know, Jed, the Zephyrs seem to be struggling here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, ever since the timeout, the tables have shifted a little bit. Good defensive play right there by the Warriors, creating some pressure and getting the turnover. They got the possession arrow their way. And still trail in the game, but certainly have the momentum at the moment.
Tetzlaff back for Nelson on the far side. Interior pass, almost up and in, and we got a foul call, a push off. And I believe the ball will go to the Zephyrs.
Yeah, tough play there. Leslie's got to be certain to go up with it. She had an opportunity earlier in the game, and she's looking to pass. Got to go hard to the hoop there. And if you miss the bucket, the last thing you want to do is a loose ball foul. Too early in the game to get yourself in foul trouble. So tough play there for Leslie, but she should should bounce back.
Only the first foul of the game for Leslie as the Zephyrs bring the ball back in. Sugstad setting up the offense as the Zephyrs try and work it around. Josie Underwood now gets the ball into the corner for Sugstad. Sugstad back to Josie at the top. Inside for Grodhouse. Back to Sugstad, driving in, dishing it outside as Underwood gets it again at the point. Interior pass inside, up off the rim. And we'll look to see. It looks like it'll go Henry Sibley's way as it just bounced off of a defender.
Zephyrs unable to score there, but beautiful ball movement, moving it around, looking for the open player. Had a good look at a bucket there, but just unable to get it to drop.
Gustafson back on now for your Zephyrs. As here's Nelson now for Henry Sibley. Off a great block. The ball will stay here. A great block. I believe that was Grodhouse on the inside who was able to block it and force possession here.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere to knock it out of the hands of Nelson.
Nelson looking to inbound. We will have a foul called there, I believe. And they'll get to inbound it again.
Leslie got knocked down there. Not sure who the foul went on. It looked like it may have been on Underwood.
Nothing's gone up here on the scoreboard at Mahtomedi High School, but play will continue nevertheless. As here's Tetzlaff now at the point, trying to drive in, dishes it there for Leslie, gets it back. Looking for a screen somewhere in front of the net as Nelson, a deep 2 ball they'll say. A little too far. Tetzlaff gets the rebound and buries a nice little bank shot off the rim. And the Zephyr lead is now cut to 3, Jeb.
Yeah, nice job by the junior Tetzlaff there to get the offensive board and go right up with it. No one in her face and able to make the mid-range jumper.
Here's Grodhaus now, a short-range jumper, just a little to the left. Rebounded nicely by Henry Sibley, and they will look to move the other way as Grodhaus playing a full court press here. Gets it here for Leslie. As Leslie from the corner dishes it out there for Tetzlaff. Space has been given as the Warriors look to set up an offense. Nelson driving to the paint, short range jumper from the line, rebounded nicely, a push-off foul called, and it'll go the other way.
That's a tough call there on Nelson. I thought it was clean. It was a nice job. I'm really impressed early on with the sophomores' play. You know, out here with a lot of experience on the Zephyr side of the court, and she hasn't been fathomed by it. She's gone up hard, and I think they're a tough break as they called an offensive foul, and it looked clean to me. But again, nevertheless, it's a Zephyr ball. And we've got a close ball game here, as like you said, Sibley only trails by 3.
Sukstad now on the far side, gets it back for Frecking. Onto the other side, as here's Grodhaus again. Over for Sukstad, driving into the paint, off the glass, no good. Sukstad, I believe that was Grodhaus on the inside. Lost the rebound, but it'll stay here on the Zephyr side.
Surprising no call there, as Grodhaus was grappled by about 3 players as she tried to go up.
Ball's inbounded. Frecking, a short-range jump shot off the glass and in. The first points of the night for Maggie Frecking, and Zephyr's starting to get back into that rhythm.
Now the senior using the glass, using the window. A nice shot, little bank shot for 2.
Here's Tetzlaff now, over to the far side. Just a little miscommunication, and the ball will head back into their own defensive zone.
That's one thing right there that'll drive any coach at any level a little crazy, is when you unforced errors and turnovers. Just a little miscommunication, like you said, but on the road in a tough environment, got to be smart with the ball on your offensive possessions.
Here's Grodhaus now, looking to keep the ball alive. Back for Zugstad. Zugstad now for Gustafson, who leaves it on the near side for Frecking. Cross-court pass for Gustafson again, back inside. And here's Zugstad driving to the paint. A nice little move, and just couldn't finish off the glass. She gets her own rebound. A foul is called, and we'll have an offensive or defensive foul rather. And the ball will stay on this side of the court.
Again, though, impressive ball movement by the Zephyrs as they swing that thing around almost like a lacrosse game here, and finding the open player. Some good quality shots. Unable to capitalize there, but still a good look for the Zephyrs.
Now the opening tip controlled by Henry Sibley as it goes back to Leslie at the top of the key. Still moving with the ball, picks it up herself, dishes it back. A corner 3, just a little too far. And the Zephyrs can take it back the other way. Zugstad on the fast break, in for Grodhaus, off the glass and in.
Beautiful bucket in transition. A nice pass by Zugstad. And again, Grodhaus with the easy layup. Picture perfect play there by the Zephyrs.
Here's Court now, as the Warriors look to keep the ball alive in the offensive zone. Top of the key for Tetzlaff now. She drives into the paint, tries to dish it off there. Couldn't quite do so. As there's Mary Leslie again, trying to detect traffic and start a play up here for Henry Sibley. Takes it into the paint herself to the corner. Tetzlaff, a 2 ball off, rebounded nicely. as the Sibley Warriors can take it alive and will get a foul called. We'll be shooting the line for 2.
Nice job there by Tetzlaff to get the open look, and in traffic got the contact, found herself at the line. Now she's just got to capitalize. Close ball game, only down 7, but you got to make your free throws.
Here's Tetzlaff for her first free throw attempt. Dribbling the ball a lot. As the first one is up and good. For the Henry Sibley Warriors on the season, Jeb, they are shooting .689 from the free throw line. Definitely something to improve on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ball games are won and lost a lot of times from the free throw line, and you know, it's the last thing you want to lose a ball game on is by shooting poorly from the charity stripe. Something that every team works on day in and day out at practice, and it's more of a mental thing. You got no one on you. As you see there, nice job by Tetzlaff. She's got a routine. Really just able to focus in, dial in, no one on you. It's just a close range shot. And you see Grodhaus there with a beautiful pull up there, and that now puts her at 11 for the night.
Yeah, it's tough with that size advantage. It's tough for them to be able to defend Grodhaus. Has another great defensive play there, a steal, and here come the Zephyrs back the other way. There's Underwood working the ball to Gustafson, back inside for Grodhaus. For Frecking, a shot missed the net, and it comes back the other way as Mary Leslie now for Henry Sibley. Into the paint. Oh, we'll get a charge. Oh, a block. Oh, I thought for sure that was going to be a charge, Jeb, but it looks like a blocking foul is what will be called.
Yeah, it looked like she had her feet set. A nice job there. Just the call just didn't go her way, but Saugstad looks like she got set. And take another look here as you see, she was set. That's a tough break for the Zephyrs. Nice job by Saugstad giving up the body, but unfortunately the call didn't go her way this time.
As a fight for the ball came there, it looks like it'll stay on the Henry Sibley side. Zephyrs in their blue uniforms, a yellow stripe down the side, and Henry Sibley white and red is their outfit. Mostly white, the red numbers with a red trim on the name Henry Sibley across. As they'll work the ball, here's Orth inside for Tetzlaff from a tough angle, gets the bounce off the top of the backboard.
A nice little bing-bang give and go there between Orth and Tetzlaff, and Allie Tetzlaff's really stepped her game up here this far. She's become the go-to player. She leads the Sibley Warriors thus far with 6 points, and they're going to have to continue to go to her because she's the only one that's really has that aggression to go hard to the bucket and find herself at the free throw line.
Here come the Warriors, bringing the ball back into the offensive part of the court. Orth now working with the ball, trying to evade the defense. And Tetzlaff gets it again. Waiting for the play to develop. Tetzlaff spinning, trying to drive into the paint, picks it up, throws it inside. It looked like it'll went off of the hands of the interior defender, CeCe Burks, and the Zephyrs will get control.
Yeah, just a hair out of the reach of Burks. Tough D on with Grodhaus on Tetzlaff up at the top of the key, kind of created the pressure there.
Sukstad all alone, buries a bucket. Some great ball movement there. You can see that they're really moving the ball from all sides of the court. As an interior run there by Wood, no good. And long stretch pass up ahead. Up inside, and a great rebound, and the Zephyrs are starting to pull away.
Yeah, they got a couple of buckets in transition here tonight, and you could just see it looks to be a little bit more comfortable on the offensive side of the board for Mahtomedi opposed to it is for the Warriors. Every offensive possession for the Warriors has been grinded out and try to get to the line, where Mahtomedi has done a beautiful job of just ball movement and having open looks left and right here.
As the Warriors look to put the full court press on, and the Zephyrs deep three from Grodhaus. Rebounded there by Orth, or that's Tetzlaff rather, as they'll try and keep things alive in the final minute of this opening half. Interior pass stolen nicely by Gustafson. Works it back on the far side as Josie Underwood now trying to take the ball into the front court, dishes it off for Gustafson. To the corner for Sukstad. drains it in, and a foul is called. She'll shoot 2, as I believe we got a push off there on the shot.
Yeah, nice job by Sugstad to create an opening, to get a look, and now finds herself at the line. We'll see if she can capitalize on the upcoming free throws.
Sugstad makes the first, as we'll take a look at the foul here. Not much of a push there, but enough to warrant a foul call, to be sure.
The Zephyrs here on a current 7-0 run, just missed that one there, but on a 7-0 run, this game was only 2 possessions away just moments ago, and just like that, it's how quickly the game of basketball goes in waves. It's a game of runs, and right now Mahtomedi is on a good one. If you're Henry Sibley, you got to find a way to get a couple buckets here late, keep her close, go get yourself some rest at halftime, and come out ready to play in the second half.
Well, they have certainly done a good job of that, of keeping the game close here, as the Warriors will look to maybe get the last possession here of this first half. This ball goes to the corner for Orth, who dribbles it back around the screen to the key. Stolen by Grodhaus. And if she'll hurry, she'll get it all by herself. Count it, and 1. And a great little run there by, that's 35, Emma Grodhaus. Gets a and 1 play here and a 3-point swing.
Yeah, nice job by Grodhaus. Just seeing the eyes of Orth, telegraphing the pass. She picks it off, goes down, draws the contact, gets the bucket, and 1. Nice job by Grodhaus.
In the last 20 now, Leslie taking it for the Warriors for Tetzlaff on the near side. Here's Tetzlaff. We're down to the last 10. To the corner, working quickly as this gym comes to life. Leslie in the last 4, drives, puts it up and in. Some great points to end the first half for the Henry Sibley Warriors, but the Zephyrs starting to pull away like we expected, Jeb.
Yeah, 11-point lead here. A nice job by Leslie there late. That's what they need out of the junior guard. She's got to get aggressive and go to the bucket, find herself at the line. Should be an interesting second half. Excited for it coming up.
Well, we'll be right back with the start of the second half as the Zephyrs lead 28-17 against the Henry Sibley Warriors. We'll be right back here on TV 19.
We've all seen stories of conflict that ended with peace. We've seen stories of hunger end in abundance. We see stories of fear, despair, and poverty, but they can end with courage, hope, and love. With you. Be a part of writing a story that's greater than poverty. Learn how at worldvision.org.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you bacteria can hide in food and make you ill. Wow! But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean, separate, cook, and chill. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
And back here for the start of the second half from Mahtomedi High School. Alongside Jeb Brand, it's Alex Westhead here for TV 19 Sports. Zephyrs leading the Henry Sibley Warriors 28-17, and Zephyrs will start this second half here with the ball. And Jeb, what were some of the things that you saw in the first half for either side?
Yeah, you know, really it was a good way for the Sibley Warriors to finish on a high note by getting to the bucket late. But, you know, outside it was an 8-0 run by the Zephyrs, which really spread this game apart a little bit. Nice job by Mahtomedi by moving the ball, finding the open player, and getting an open look on the majority of their shots tonight. It's been a lot harder for the Warriors on the offensive side as they hit most of their looks have come in traffic, and they just need to continue to try to find a way to get to the line. Tetzlaff led the Warriors with 6 points, and like we expected, Grodhaus on the other side, 14 points as she finds her way at the line here early in the second. Should be a good second half. Excited to see how this one plays out.
Grodhaus to the line for the second full time tonight. She had an and-one situation, which she converted a little bit earlier. I believe she's 3 for 3 at the line now. And the perfect shot there makes her 4 for 4. And some early points here to start the second half for the Zephyrs as Henry Sibley moves the ball into the front court. Here's Tetzloff now on the far side to the point for Wood. As Wood trying to move the ball, setting up an offense. As they'll hold the ball there, back for Tetzloff at the point once again. Down and on the far side for Wood. Here on the near side for Burks. As Burks tries to work it back to the outside, setting up once again. Here on the near side for Wood. As they continue to work the outside of the court. Tetzloff now driving. In the lane, puts it back for Nelson. Nelson 3 fouls already for the Warriors as she takes it up inside, gets a foul called herself, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Again, you know, Nelson for the Warriors has been impressive, just finding her way, again, hard to the lane. As you see that Mahtomedi defense, not a lot of open looks for the Warriors. At some point, you just got to put the ball on the ground, go hard to the hoop, and draw the contact. It's exactly what Nelson did, and let's see if she can convert the 2 points here.
And the first one for Nelson there is good. And Jeb, I think we talked about in the first half where it seemed like the Henry Sibley Warriors were having some trouble moving the ball into that paint area and then driving into the paint because the Zephyrs have been so good protecting the perimeter and keeping it to the outside.
Now that they have, their defense has been very impressive. It's come very challenging for the Warriors to get inside. And as you touched on earlier, their outside shooting is nothing like Gustafson there on the other end. And that's her second tray of the night as she comes right down and pops the 3 for the Zephyrs, gives them now 33-19 lead.
Inside for Nelson, mid-range jumper off of the back of the rebound, and oh, here comes a steal all the way up alone and in. A great opportunity there for Maggie Frecking as she had found a way to tip the pass and take it home all by herself.
Yeah, CC Burks just got a little lackadaisical on the pass. If you're gonna pitch it out top, you got to sling that thing out to her. She floated it out there, and Frecking took advantage of the floater and went back the other way for an easy 2.
Ball controlled by Henry Sibley in their front court. As here's Tetzloff. Reached inside, a blocking foul called. And I believe it'll stay on the court. No reason to go up for 2 just yet. As Nelson will start it down at the baseline for Henry Sibley. As it comes back to Wood, a mid-range jumper, a little too strong. Rebounded by the Zephyrs. As here's Sugstad now, working up into the front court. Corner 3 again, money on that shot is Gustafson, and the 3 ball continues to work as the Zephyrs now have double the Henry Sibley point total.
Gustafson again from the outside, very impressive. They continue to leave her open, and again she continues to dagger the Warriors with the nice 3 ball.
Another foul called here. I believe that's the first on Henry Sibley's Anya Wood. And I think we're going to get a timeout on the Henry Sibley side, Jeb.
Yeah, head coach Scott Wadey obviously feeling the Zephyrs starting to pull away. There's plenty of game left, 15:38 left here in the second half. But, you know, like we talked about early in the pregame, some of the keys to the Warriors staying in this game are, you know, being able to control some of the momentum swings. They had it for a little bit at one point, but as of late here, Gustafson with 2 early threes. You can see head coach Scott Wadey not very happy with his play right there, trying to get his team pumped up and motivated and see if they can get on a little run of their own.
Well, we mentioned, Jeb, in the open that the Zephyrs had been beating their opponents by an average of 17 points a game, and they are well on their way to doing that again here, as now the lead has ballooned out to 19, their biggest lead of the night thus far. As the Zephyrs look to move the ball into play, Gustafson left it there, and it can be taken up into the front court. As Gustafson working inside for Grothaus, again inside, off of the back of the glass, missed again, rebounded there, and a jump ball is called. And it will go the Henry Sibley way.
Nice job there by Tori Nelson, battling hard inside to get the board. And, you know, if you're head coach Wadey, you just want to see your team play hard. You're down by 19, but like we talked about, it's a game of runs. You know, you go on a little bit of run. There's a beautiful board there and right back up with it. I mean, that's where it starts. Tetzlaff gets their Warriors on the board, and let's see if they can put a little something together here with some shutdown defense on the tough Mahtomedi offense.
Frecking with the ball on the near side, back to the top of the point. Over to the far side now for Grodhaus. Works it back. Gustafson, interior, as they try and work it back. Travel called as I believe Maggie Frecking picked up a foot just a little too quickly, and we'll get the traveling violation, and Henry Sibley can get another chance.
And again, that comes with just good, solid defense. You know, everyone's manning up and playing tight to their, opponent, and you get Frecking that gets a little anxious there. All of a sudden moves before she puts the ball on the floor. Now you got an offensive look the other way and try to cut into the big lead.
Here's Tetzlaff now at the point, driving to the basket. And I believe we had a blocking foul called. And that foul total starting to work its way up here is, that's a defensive foul there, and the Zephyrs will get the balls. Here comes Underwood now. Josie Underwood taking it back, trying to set up the offense. Underwood inside for Grodhaus. Grodhaus moving in with a little bit of a push. Can't get the convert. An over-the-top foul, and I believe she'll head to the line for another two.
Nice job by Grodhaus again, just going hard to the bucket. She's got the size, and that's why she's such a tough player to play against. Tetzlaff had her hands full there, but that's what you got to do if you're Henry Sibley. You know she's the best player on the floor. She's got a Division I scholarship for a reason. You got to get physical down low with her, and it's the only way you're going to be able to keep her off the board and just hope that she's going to miss her free throws. But a player like that, she's going Division I for a reason, and she's been flawless from the line tonight, and that's 18 points for her now here early in the second half.
Perfect from the line, Grodhaus, as the Zephyrs gain control once again. Zugstad from the corner, a deep two ball. Her foot must have been on the line, and it'll be a deep two as the Zephyrs continue to add their lead now at 21 points. As here's Nelson now. Nelson for Henry Sibley, gets it back to the top of the point there for Bauer. Working it down to the near side. Here's Tetzlaff now. Tetzlaff working with the ball, trying to drive in. Picks it up, and a short little jump shot there, and keeping her team alive is Tetzlaff as the clock continues to run past 13 and a half minutes here in the second half.
Yeah, Tetzlaff, we talk about it. She's really the only one that's now, she's in double figures now for the Warriors, and I say you just set your offense around her. She's the only one scoring. On the other end, you got to start to double down on Grodhaus. Now at 20 points, just totally dominating, taking over this game.
Henry Sibley trying to keep it alive. As here's, I believe that's Bauer now. Bauer working the ball inside, wide open and uncovered with CeCe Burks, and she converts an easy layup.
Good court vision there by Katie Bauer to find Burks wide open, and again, you got to build on the little things.
Grodhaus inside for Zugstad, off the boards high and into the net. And here comes Henry Sibley back the other way. Nelson finally stepping over that center line. Nelson driving in, uncovered really, gets her own rebound, loses a bit in a fight for the ball, and the Zephyrs will have play in transition as Zugstad working from the far side, inside for Grodhaus, up and a foul. Money from Grodhaus. She adds to her 20 points, now has 22. She'll be back at the line once again for a three-point play.
I probably sound like a broken record, but it's the same thing. Just Grodhaus hard to the bucket as she should. Draws the contact, able to get the bucket to drop. Good outlet on the other end there as we take a look at that's how she headmanned the ball up to Zugstad, and then eventually a little give and go, and she finds her way back for another opportunity. First one she's missed here tonight. You could just see the fire in her eyes. She's upset that she missed that free throw there, let alone she's got 22 points and leads all players here at a steal on the other end.
Grodhouse working in. Oh, what a great defensive block there by Tori Nelson. They'll keep the ball here on the Mahtomedi side, but a great defensive block there to keep Grodhouse from scoring again.
Now the young sophomore for the Warriors, they got a lot to be excited about with Tori Nelson, as you see her defensively, and earlier on the other end of the floor offensively, able to get her defender off balance, go hard to the bucket. Wasn't able to get the two, but a lot to be excited about if you're a Henry Sibley fan here in the years to come with Tori Nelson.
Well, here is Tori Nelson at the top of the key for Tetzlaff now. Trying to work the ball inside, too strong. Foul called on the inside. It'll stay on the Henry Sibley side of the court, as I believe we had a push off there on Tetzlaff. Gustafson gets the foul, her second. And the Warriors will try and keep it alive now, trailing by 23 as Tetzlaff on the near side. Tries to put it inside, gets it back herself. A deep corner from Nelson, and it's good. They'll count the 3 ball, and they'll need to keep that going if they want to stay alive here, Jeb.
Yeah, nice job by Nelson, from the corner, and able to capitalize with the tray. Every little bit certainly helps at this point, and now you elect to make a stop at the other end.
Ball on the far side of the court for Josie Underwood. And the point, driving, Underwood, up and in, and a foul. Another 3-point play coming up here for Mahtomedi as Josie Underwood will step to the line.
Yeah, just a nice job there by the junior, as we see here, hard to the bucket. She catches her defender a little off guard, goes hard, gets the contact, able to make the layup. Let's see if she can capitalize on the 3-point play.
A little too strong there, and Henry Sibley will take it back the other way. Here's Nelson now. Into the front court. Nelson for Orth. Back inside for Nelson. A tip, and it will stay on the Henry Sibley side. As you have to wonder, Jeb, if the Warriors are starting to get into foul trouble now at 6 fouls on the game.
Yeah, and that's sadly what starts to happen when you're playing a player in Grodhouse. It's hard not to foul, but they get an opportunity here for a few minutes while she grabs a breather while they have a comfortable 20-point lead.
Some nice ball movement here by the Zephyrs. Up into the lane, just a little too far. And Sibley able to collect the rebound. Here's Tetzlaff now. Up the ball into the front court is Tetzlaff. Tetzlaff, 3 fouls, 12 points on the night for the Henry Sibley Warriors. And she'll dish it back for Orth on the near side. Orth working around some great defense by Callie Magali for the Zephyrs. And here's Nelson now. Nelson with the ball, holding, now starting to dribble herself. Nelson spins back, looks for some help, gets it in the person of Tetzlaff. Tetzlaff, a runner into the lane, and it's good. And it's an 18-point lead for the Zephyrs, but that lead is narrowing, however slowly, Jeb.
Yeah, nice job by Tetzlaff, but right back the other way come the Zephyrs, and Sogstad nearly untouched there, goes end to end for the easy 2, and got to find a way to play some defense here if you want to try to cut into this lead. Another unfortunate turnover for the Warriors, and we'll see what the Zephyrs can do with it.
Mahtomedi has led the entire duration of this game. Their lead was cut to 5 at one point, but now back at 20. As here's Frecking for Underwood now on the near side. Underwood picks it up, has to pass to the near side, Magali. Magali driving into the paint, dishes it out there as the Zephyrs continue to work the ball and the clock. Sugstad for Underwood now again, right in the corner. Sugstad moving in. She'll get it back at the top, driving all by herself. The runner doesn't go, and Sibley looks to put some pressure on. Here's Tetzlaff now. Tetzlaff driving in, loses it, but a foul is called. And the ball should stay on the Henry Sibley side of the court.
Yeah, the right idea, trying to go hard to the bucket, and now picked up the contact. As you can see, I mean, they had 3 Zephyrs all right there, so she didn't have, anywhere really to go, but I like the idea, trying to go hard to the bucket. Picks up the foul. And a chance at an inbound here and see if they can find the bottom of the net.
A nice tip there by Grothaus, but they'll keep it alive. Tetzlaff to the corner for Nelson. Uncovered three, just a little too strong. Rebound controlled by Orth for the Warriors, and she's able to put it in off the glass.
First points for Orth tonight. A nice job by the freshman to be able to get onto the score sheet. She was there to corral the rebound and go right back up with it.
Here's Tetzlaff now with the ball. Standing at the top of the key, trying to get some sort of an offensive play set up here. She'll take a couple of steps back. Down and low. That's Abby Tetzlaff now for the first time tonight in this game. Passes it off to her sister Allie. As Allie now, top of the key here, trying to keep play alive. Down and low for Orth on the far side. As Orth, a foul called. As I believe it went around the back, and we'll keep it here.
Yeah, foul was down low, and it was called on Mahtomedi, but there was some contact on Abby Tetzlaff, and that's why the call was made. But again, if you're a Henry Sibley fan, you know, there's some good things to look forward to. You've got Allie Tetzlaff, only a junior, and then, you know, the young sophomore and Tori Nelson, only a sophomore. So these guys are getting valuable playing time at the varsity level, a lot of time, and they lead their team tonight with a bulk of the points. You know, they get a couple of buckets from a few other gals, but they have scored all of the points for Henry Sibley for the most part. So, you know, some small things to build on if you're a Warriors fan, and it'll be interesting to see where they take this program over the next couple of years.
Henry Sibley now gets the ball back again. Pass to the inside. Wide open look as Abby Tetzlaff gets her first bucket of the night. The Warriors looking to keep it competitive as the Zephyrs start up once again. Maggie Frecking now into the offensive part of the court. A timeout called on the Mahtomedi side.
Yeah, nice job by the senior and Abby Tetzlaff to hit the open 8-footer.
Well, as we take a look at the upcoming broadcasts here on TV 19 Sports, as we hit the month of February, lots of action going on here, Jeb. Some interesting matchups. I see we have a rematch of North Tartan in both girls and boys basketball on February 21st, and some hockey and wrestling in there as well. Yeah,
we started out with a lot of Zephyr coverage for the most part around here in Mahtomedi, and then we get a little action from the Tartan Titans, and it should be fun. The next month or so are the best time when it comes to high school sports, in my opinion. You got basketball playoffs leading right into hockey playoffs, and then we get section tournaments that are always fun to cover. A lot of excitement across the board for Minnesota sports and winter sports especially.
Of course, if there is section coverage, especially for that boys 4AA hockey tournament, we will be there covering your sports and giving you all the information, all the coverage that you need for any of your sports here in the North Metro.
Absolutely. You can always follow us via social media, and my partner here tonight has got the Twitter handle. You can follow Alex on Twitter as well. So,
starting to get all of our broadcasters here on Twitter. I am on Twitter at AlexWTV19. Others of our broadcasters, Sam Erickson, as a shot from the corner rebounded there. Looks like the Zephyrs can control. Another corner ball from Underwood as Sibley's able to rebound. You know, Sam Erickson does a lot of our broadcasts, works on Sports Path as well. He's at Sam at TV19, or at Sam TV19, as Grothaus gets a rebound, delays a little bit, as we'll get a holding foul called there, and play will stay on this side of the court.
Again, a nice job by Nelson on coming back hard and able to knock it out of Grothaus's hands immediately there. But, you know, just the smart awareness of Grothaus to stay after, get the ball, ends up drawing the foul and finds herself, again, where she's been very comfortable at that free throw line.
Yeah, this might be a warning to other teams in Mahtomedi's section, or even here in the Metro East Conference, that if you want to beat Mahtomedi, you cannot let Grothaus get to the free throw line.
Well, that's what makes her such a challenging player to play against, because she's deadly from all around the floor. I mean, she can make the 8, the 10-foot jumper. We've seen her hit a 3 earlier in tonight's game, but then when she does go down low, you can't just foul her, because she'll kill you from the line. And if you let her, go up with it, chances are she's gonna drain the easy layup. So there's a reason why she's a Division I, soon-to-be Division I player, and Lehigh is going to be excited to have, the workload coming from Emma Grothaus.
Zephyrs now into the bonus, so every foul will send them to the line the rest of the way. Forgot to mention, of course, there is a few more people to follow on Twitter. Another host of Sports Path, John Miller. He's at Twitter at John Miller TV19, or just John TV19, I believe. And of course, our Twitter account, TV19 Sports. Give us a follow and give us a like on Facebook. As Underwood up and into the lane, too far. Tetzlaff gets the rebound there, and Sibley can start back the other way. Here's Tetzlaff now.
Just a little strong on that last attempt, but again, Underwood, nice job going hard to the bucket.
A little too strong on the far corner 3, deep inside for Gustafson. Somewhere short range, buries that jumper, as those are the ones you have to make as well. And the lead once again back at 20 for the Zephyrs here in the last 5 minutes of play.
We highlighted both Grothaus and Gustafson for a reason, and they certainly have not disappointed. That puts Gustafson at 17 points now here tonight, and she's done it from mid-range and from beyond the arc. And then her teammate in Grothaus now sitting at 24 points for the Zephyrs. So both players living up to the high expectations that we here at TV19 put them on prior to tonight's game.
Gustafson very close, 3 points away from reaching a season high for the Zephyrs. She sits at 17 right now as Grothaus continues to add to her point total, as she now sits at 26 on the evening.
And a nice job there by Grothaus to lay it in, but really Gustafson with the vision to find her down low was really what made that play a nice one there for the Zephyrs.
Of course, we talk about people away from their season high. Grothaus sitting at 26, 9 points away from her season high. Has another easy runner, puts another 2, and now she'll be 7 away from that season high, which is actually what her number is, 35.
And if head coach Eric Prose leaves both players in, we may just see that as just under 4.5, just over 4.5 minutes left to play. Plenty of time left for both players to try to reach those landmarks.
Gustafson, a nice pass there from Josie Underwood. Just lost the handle a little bit too much, and we'll get a significant change on both sides of the ball for Henry Sibley and for the Zephyrs, as some more players will come in for this one.
Yeah, a lot of new faces for the Warriors, as this one is a little bit out of reach for the Warriors to really, they need to go on a significant run to claw back into this one, but now it's really more about working on the little things, getting some, maybe some players that are a little less experienced, getting them some playing time, against the top team and the top in your conference. So, it's a good thing for the Warriors. There's things they can take from, what looks to be a potential loss here tonight. It's little things they can certainly build on to become a better ball club moving forward.
Well, certainly for the Zephyrs, as a little interior pass there to Leslie puts the Warriors back on the scoreboard. Some great coaching here from Eric Prose when they were only up by 5. Some great coaching by the Zephyrs to be able to widen that margin, to keep the foot on the gas pedal, as it were, and keep things alive. Is inside for Sukstad, off the glass. And the points keep on coming here for the Zephyrs, as Sukstad now sits at 11 on the evening.
Yeah, you could just see the inexperience from what is a lot of underclassmen on the floor for the Warriors right now. And the Zephyrs just a little too strong. They've got the fantastic ball movement. We've seen it all night, and they continue to find the open player, and an easy bucket there for the Zephyrs.
Here comes Mahtomedi again. Inside for Underwood. A foul called as the shot went up. And it looks like she'll be shooting 2 from the line, as Josie Underwood, with a great job of driving to the basket and forcing a foul.
Yeah, really, the junior all night has done a nice job when she's been called upon to go hard to the bucket, and that's what you got to do. Not all of us are blessed with the size of Emma Grodhaus. So if you're a mid-tier as far as height goes, or a smaller player like Underwood is, you just got to be aggressive, go hard to the bucket, pick up the the contact, and then take advantage of your free throws at the line.
Looks like the Zephyrs will look to make wholesale changes here, putting some of their JV stars on the court for now. As 1 for 2 from the line is Underwood, and she'll switch spots there with Hannah Laughlin, as the lead now sits at 25 for the Zephyrs. As here comes Henry Sibley into the court, as Court, ironically, takes the ball up into the front court, looking for some help. Driving back, open look, Court again. Some great ball movement here by the Warriors. As there's Abby Tetzlaff now on the far side. Tetzlaff down and low for Court on the far side. Gets it back for Rozga, as Rozga moving the ball, trying to dish it in. Sends it back to the point, works it back near side for Tetzlaff. Tetzlaff, and a foul called as a blocking foul on Mahtomedi 22, Anna Lindberg. And play will continue to stay alive here. 2:21 to go, second half.
And the contact will end up putting Abby Tetzlaff on the line. So we'll see if the senior can add to her 2 points here tonight.
First basket is good. As we'll take a look here on the block. Yeah, didn't really give her any position to move there, and kind of move the block with her, so easy call there. As Tetzlaff perfect, the senior 2 from 2 from the line. As Mahtomedi continues to try and move the ball forward into the front court. Of course, working with some new faces now as they start to bench some of their starters. A deep three, just a little too strong, as Lydia Mall tried to put that shot on. Foul called, a reach-in foul, it looked like. And they'll go 1-1 from the line, as now Henry Sibley has reached the bonus. And it looks like we are in what some people call the slowest 2 minutes in sports, Jeb.
That it is. They get down to this part of the game, especially if it's a close game, then they're intentionally fouling them, putting them on the line. But this one's a little bit bigger margin, as it currently sits at 23. But like you said, it gets to be a little slow here, as we hear the whistle quite frequently in the final 2 minutes.
Abby Tetzlaff back at the line again, now with 5 points on the evening. As she converts 2 for 2 again from the line.
Yeah, nice job by the senior. Her sister, just a year younger, it kind of gets a lot of the praise, as she's had a majority of the points for the Sibley Warriors. But a good job by the senior to capitalize at her opportunities at the line, and comes in off the bench and adds some production. It's good to see.
Sophomore Lydia Mall with a drive to the basket, as she'll come to the line shooting 2.
And a nice job by Mall. I mean, we've seen right before that, taking the three from the corner, was unable to get it to go, but a nice job finding herself at the line. So, for the younger, ball players out there, they got to take notice. When you're called upon, if you got an open shot, take it. Be confident about it. Step into it. And when you have an opportunity to drive the bucket, as we see there, even if you don't make those 2 free throws, it's all about getting the opportunity to do so. Coaches see that all the way from, the JV to the varsity level, and that's how you're going to get playing time, is being aggressive and getting yourself to the bucket. As we see Mall here again, hard to the bucket, playing on both ends of the floor. Good to see.
Even in a blowout, it's great to see both sides still playing hard, as if the score was 0-0, and Mall will come to the line again.
Much like our professional baseball team over the last 4 or 5 years, it's all about, building for the future. And these players, most of them on the court right now, don't have the experiences we've seen earlier here this evening. A lot of them under underclassmen that are looking for a spot in the years to come. And so, it's good to see they're playing hard, showing the coach that, hey, next year you're going to graduate some people, and I want to be in that starting lineup.
So Maul 2 for 2 from the line here as we'll get more substitutions as Mahtomedi's 22 Anna Lindberg comes back into the game, replacing Maul. And here comes Henry Sibley now with the ball, working into the front court as Rozga taking the ball onto the far side. Rozga down in low for Court. Court driving, stops there, has a pass too far, and the call will be that it will be inside. We'll get another substitution coming on as Tetzlaff comes off and a new player now, Amaya Vandenbosch, comes on for her. So wholesale changes, trying to get everybody into the game here for both sides as Vandenbosch takes the ball at the top of the key, loses it just a little too much, and here come the Zephyrs on the fast break. Up into the zone off the top of the board, and the ball will stay here as it must have came off a Henry Sibley defender.
Yeah, bounced around a little bit, but we'll stay with the Zephyrs.
Zephyrs controlling here, Sydney Frecking. Down low on the other side for Mutzel, back to Sydney. Inside for Maul, back into the game. Maul up top there, and a foul called as Lindberg went up trying to put it in, and she should be headed to the line for 2.
Nice job there by Lydia Maul to find Lindberg inside there and help get her teammate to the line and see if she can get on the board here tonight.
Lindberg's first basket, a perfect shot up and in, as we'll get some more player changes now as Hannah Laughlin comes off, replaced by Aubrey Cummings. Lindberg now taking her second shot from the line. Perfect once again, and Henry Sibley takes it back the other way into what is now coming up close to the last minute of play. As here's Court now, left relatively unguarded, down in low on the near side as the cameraman gets in our way. As driving back on the near side, back out, as here's Kirk now. Kirk getting the ball to Court. Court working the ball at the point. A foul called. A blocking foul right there on the inside as Court tried to get around, as the moving screen seems to be have been a problem for the Zephyrs here tonight defensively, and they'll set them up at the line again.
Yeah, we'll see if Court can capitalize on the free throws, but yeah, you touched on it. They haven't been able to get their feet planted here when they've gone to put the screen in play.
Court a little too strong, and since Henry Sibley still at the 1-and-1, Mahtomedi will bring the ball up into the front court here. Here's Cummings. Cummings for Lindberg on the far side. Lindberg for Cummings once again. Works around a screen. Cummings loses the handle, and it's gathered there quickly by Cummings as she's on her knees. A foul is called, reached on the inside of the arm. And
tough break there for Sibley, as it looked like they had some good defense put on, but the call was made, and that'll send Cummings to the line to see if she can capitalize on the 2 free throws upcoming.
Cummings now misses the first one, and it looks like we'll get a switch here. Another JV player, Hannah Laughlin, coming back in. As Cummings once again takes her second shot from the line, as the Zephyrs now in the double bonus. Makes the second one. And here comes Henry Sibley back the other way. Here's Rozga now. Rozga back for Kurt, and nails a bank 3 off the shot here in the last 10 seconds. A great way to end the game for Court, as Zephyrs are content to run the ball out, and a last second 3 off the boards. And the Zephyrs win this one, Jeb, tonight by a final of 68-45.
Yeah, they go to 7-0, undefeated in the Metro East Conference. Just too much to handle for the Sibley Warriors, as their shutdown defense was big tonight, and just really did a nice job of moving the ball offensively, finding the open player, You know, Groundhouse led the way, for the Zephyrs in points with Gustafson not far behind. And a nice job by both teams playing hard, but again, the Zephyrs just too much for Henry Sibley here tonight.
Well, from all of us here at TV19 Sports, Jeff Brand alongside with Alex Westad, thank you for joining us on this broadcast, and we'll see you again here next time on TV19. And welcome back inside Mahtomedi High School and the Zephyr Homes Gym, where the Zephyr women's basketball team defeated the Henry Sibley Warriors 65-48 this evening. We're here with Emma Grothaus, 28 points on the night. Emma, tell us a bit about what your strategy was for beating this Henry Sibley team.
One of our strategies was to get their best player, number 20, in foul trouble in the first half, and we were successful doing that because she had 3 fouls, and so she had to sit most of the first half, which really helped us, and also to push the ball against them because they like to sit in a 2-3 zone, so to play fast.
Certainly an impressive effort by you tonight, 28 points, but also some impressive effort from your team as well. Who on your team really impressed you with their effort tonight?
Definitely Marissa Gustafson hitting her threes. I don't think she missed many tonight, and when I passed it to her, she made it, which was awesome.
And of course, the last question here. We're nearing the end of the regular season for you guys. Some great opportunity to improve your seeding as we move into the playoff. What are your expectations for the rest of the year?
Our expectation is to win our conference and be undefeated, and so far we are successful in that. Right now we're 17-2, and win sections and go to state. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for your time, Emma. Great effort tonight. Wrapping up here from the Mahtomedi Gym once again, the Zephyrs victorious over the Henry Sibley Warriors here on TV19.